Well, I got my Hoggoco gasoline sign done. It's took more work than you thought because I painted it twice, truck bed lined it, used stainless steel bolts, and there's just a bunch of nitpicky stuff involved, even with the simple things. Also, want to say, I didn't realize this at first, but I was over there by that bench, and I felt a cat rubbing against my leg. Right, felt just like a cat. And I said, "Wait a minute, both my cats are inside." So I put the light down there, and there's nothing there. And I says, "Oh, that's weird." Give me the creeps, right? So I just continue on. I'm working and doing stuff. Um, I got the axle bands all bolted on here and stuff. Finally, that's a big step because this is all glued on here. The axle bands are bolted on here. That's the bottom of it. Got the nuts on here, the knurled ones that kind of lock into place, and the right size washers. And there's other stuff I got ready for this. Plus, use the truck bed lining inside the holes where I drilled and painted up some boards. Now, getting back to where I felt that cat, I says, "Holy shit!" I don't want to freaking get into crazy shit here, but that could have been DIXIE. DIXIE from someplace else. Give me a sign. You know that? That could have been him. I think more so than Boots, because Boots, I tell you the truth, Boots, man, I thought Boots was a goner so many freaking times. Holy shit. I remember back in early 20, he was here, I think, since 2014, late 2014. I remember in 2015, he got a snake bite. I was up there with him on a workbench down there, right over there. And I stayed up with him all night. It was a snake bite in his leg. So he was walking around on three legs. I thought, then one day, and this is before I knew about Carbon C60 and all that stuff, but I was giving him good food and good cat vitamins. And one day, he just took off like a rocket. Like there's nothing wrong with his leg at all. It was like he limping, or he was walking around for three legs for like 2 months. And all of a sudden, boom. And actually, he hurt that leg a couple times later on. And, before he disappeared here permanently, that leg was hurting him again. But he had so many close calls, it's almost like, I remember back in 2017, 2018, there was times I thought he was never going to come back. I know some people said to get him fixed, but then DIXIE wouldn't have been here, Onyx wouldn't have been here, and that other cat, I forget what the hell they called him. They called him, Twinkie? Twinkie, that's what the kids were calling him. Looked just like DIXIE, except for it had 4 white paws. It more than likely is from Boots. So, he's not fixed, so he's spreading his bootsness everywhere. Anyway, I thought that was a definite sign. This cannon, I'm doing different things. I'm painting up. I'm not just working on this cannon. I'm going out here and I'm doing a few different things. So I did get this part done. I knocked out that stud on there, and I put a longer one in there than needed because it has to be just a longer to secure the axle straps, which are done. I think the main thing I need to do now is just drill some holes in the rondelles, those round things that go over here, as spacers, and make the center strap. Then we got most of it done. Most of it's done then. And I was finished up painting all these boards for the bench. I got one more back there that's all painted up, but these are all painted up olive drab. Bench kit's coming in Tuesday, and I'm making it extra strong. And I don't know if the SCV's ever going to freaking get up and go again, because these guys are so compliant. I mean, it depends on what state you're in and where you're at. But the closer you are to the high dollar gated communities, the less hardcore they are. That's what I'm looking at, And then we get up in the rural areas, they got no money. So it's like 1 to 6. So you got one problem versus another. So putting a lot of shit into this, and sometimes I'm kind of like discouraged because And people are too scared to have a meeting right now. And it's freaking bullshit, to my opinion. If we have an outdoor meeting and 10 minutes is devoted to health, and say we wear some kind of freaking mask just to make it look good, whatever, that's dunked in colloidal silver. Hey, what the hell? But they're not going to do that. They don't even give a shit. That's, it's always like air-conditioned place, getting served food, sit on your ass for a couple hours. If they do that, that's what burns me up about the organization. There's really not that many people dedicated that much, especially in Florida. Depends on the camp, but the closer you are to these gated communities, the worse it is. It's a shame. So anyway, we got this. This sign actually took me a while to do this damn thing. This is going, I could just hammer this in any place, and it's going to be right behind a Confederate event banner. So that's going to stick up above the sign that says Confederate event with an arrow, and as an attention getter. So, but these guys are punking out. I don't know. But DIXIE, I don't know. I think that was right. I'll tell you where it was. I was standing right here, right there, and I'm like standing right here, and I'm like working on something, and I'm feeling something rubbing my leg, right, not high up, right where a cat would be, It was like, so I didn't think nothing of it. Then I said, wait a minute, my cats are inside. Is that another cat? So I'll go like this. There's nothing there. It's like, shit. So, boy, that was creepy. Then I didn't think about it. Then an hour or so later, it dawned on me. I says, I wonder if that was DIXIE giving me a sign. I don't know. That could, I don't really, you know what I mean? I don't think of that kind of shit. I mean, I know Boots came back to me in dreams and stuff. And Boots the cat, Boots the Confederate cat, he came back to me in dreams. And, and the dream was so real, I thought he was alive. I mean, I thought it wasn't a dream. This is his house right here. Makes me want to cry, man, to tell you the truth. Shit. Bothers me. But, that's his house. So, many times when he got hurt or something, he'd go back here. But I don't think he's not coming back this time. I kind of know it. But, he's... I hate to say this kind of shit because a lot of these Christian people, they say these things and they don't mean it. They don't even believe it. They just tell each other this shit. Like, oh, he's in a better place. He's got a better life. They don't even... 90% of them don't even believe that shit. But you know what, me? I don't go to church. I don't go to any of that shit. I don't read the Bible or nothing. But I am 100% hardcore that I understand that there is something beyond us. What we see here is almost like an illusion, practically. Just about. It's all energy. We have absolutely no concept or grip over life. We can influence things a little bit one way or the other, but we can't create it. It just comes from someplace else. And, where it was created from, maybe that's where we go back to. Actually, Nikola Tesla said some better things than a lot of philosophers ever said in their entire life. One of his last things he said about this type of stuff, and he knows. But you look at all the good shit he did for humanity. Fucking jackasses took it and they used it against humanity. But the fact that DIXIE, I think that was DIXIE giving me a sign. Because Boots has come back to me in dreams that I thought were very, very, they were so real. I thought that was the reality. You know how a dream can seem that real? It was alive and shit. Then I woke up. I said, holy shit. I didn't say nothing about that before. But then this felt like physically like a cat rubbing my leg. And to tell you the truth, it felt like DIXIE. It felt like him. And I just wasn't thinking about that. It just until an hour later, I said, holy shit. So, anyway, hope that other guy's okay. Twinkie, whatever his name is. He looks like Dick. If I find that guy, I might be tempted to freaking kind of like semi-adopt him, but I'll give it back to his real family, where, raised him from young. But I'm going to introduce him to Onyx and Feather if he ever comes by here. Anyway, over now. There's stuff that's beyond us. And people like Gates and Susan Wojcicki and evil people like Soros, they're all going to find out. I don't really give a shit, you know. Like, it's like you're supposed to freaking pray for them. Yeah, whatever. You can go pray for them. I'm not.